Hello everyone, we're on an excursion. I don't think it's going to get too drastically cold tonight. I'll just run an electric blanket and I have a sleeping bag and a down quilt. Should be fine. Pull the release. It sounded good. Hopefully it doesn't stick. It's cold. It's probably a bit under 30, and I don't think anyone's going to come in or bother me tonight. The stars are absolutely amazing. I've got an electric blanket under my sleeping bag. I've got this quilt on top, but out here it's nippy. I think it's only going to drop another 5 degrees, 6 degrees, and then it'll be back up in the 40s tomorrow. So we'll do some exploring tomorrow. Last time I was here, even though I didn't see anyone, there were definitely sounds. This time I figured I'd run a trail cam. I didn't catch a Jersey Devil, but the camera triggered once. Look by the driver's side door, here. No wind, no bugs, but a small object zips by. Perhaps nothing. Perhaps another Pine Barrens mystery. The camera also showed it was colder than I thought, but it was still comfortable in that sleeping bag under the quilt. I slept great. I used auto start last night when I was first going to bed, and now I'm using it to get up. But now it is time to get on with the morning. We're stepping on something important under there. I think this fits on the tarp the other way, so I'm going to turn the tent 90 degrees. We also had no wind last night, so even though it was cold, it was very calm. And now there's a bit of wind this morning. You can hear it through the trees, like that classic Pine Barrens sound. I did bring some screw type anchors just in case, but I don't think I'll need them. Well, with these 4 guy outs at each corner, it's got some decent resistance now, and some decent rigidity against any wind that should come up. This is an experiment in getting a little bit of extra living space without a lot of extra weight, although a little extra setup time. It's Japanese made plywood camping table. The only drawback is you're used to moving tables around by picking them up from the top. So this just requires a readjustment of how you think about moving it. But beautiful, simple design. I like it. I bought a Jetboil back in November. Thought I'd use it. Did not use it, but seems like simplest thing to do for breakfast is actually break this out and do a camping breakfast meal. I'm trying to go as minimal as I can inside the Jeep, and I'm still not there. I know the sun is crazy, right? But that's where I'm going, is I just want to keep it as open as possible and bring less and less stuff. I figure there's going to come a time when the wind is just, and the elements are just so crazy, I won't want to pop the top. And I'll want enough space to be able to like put a air mattress down inside the Jeep and sleep there. All right, breakfast skillet, Jetboil.
I'm gonna go ahead and print out your space card, and I'll just need you to come up here.
You do need a permit to come in here. It's not one of those places where it's like honor system. You can come in without registering and then register later. So she was very nice about it. Just told me basically don't do that again. This is a primitive site from what I can see. There's no hookups in this area, but for out of state, it's 25 a night. So it is the Northeast. Gosh, pretty good. Well, I'm on my way over to the registration office. I'm a little nervous about leaving the Oztent set up there for the afternoon while I'm away. Nobody seems to be around, but you never know. I mean, maybe at my point, a van or a trailer is the best move down the line, but I promised myself I get this Jeep and stick with it for a few years before I do anything else.
Okay, and your card when you're ready.
After a brief stop at the park office, it was time to explore.
Like I'm just outside of Byrne State Forest, and here's like a sand power line road.
We're in Byrne State Forest, and there are just miles and miles of sand trails and ponds like this. It's beautiful. Wish you guys could be here right now and hang out. You sit down and have a little lunch and just watch the birds on the water. I'll tell you, it feels good to get some sun. Can't wait to get back to those sunny days again. This place is really unique, the mix of wetlands and pine forest. I wonder how unique it is in all the world. Pine and Barrens. if you want to know my general location, I'm off a forest road near Lebanon Lake in Byrne State Forest.
Let's keep exploring.
Okay, I crashed my drone into this thicket of trees and I activated Find My Drone and it's right in there. I just have to go through some frozen swamp water. So I had turned off the collision sensors and didn't have a direct visual from inside the Jeep. The drone almost looked like it was going to fly itself out. But then I started pushing the joysticks around and for sure that was the end of it. It looked like that was it. It met its demise in the water. But as luck would have it, the marsh was still iced over. Okay, here we go. We're in. Much under here. Whew. It's right there. Oh, man. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's deep. I can't get to it. I can't get to it. It's too deep. It's too deep. I have a straight shot this way. This is a little better. Not up to my knees yet. Now in the big picture, this thing is just a toy. And it's not worth getting hurt over. How deep is this? But adrenaline was pumping. It's deep. How much deeper could it get? There's a log here I can stand on. There's a log here I can stand on. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Oh, I'm up to my thighs. Let's see. Got it. I gotta get out of here. Use this stick for balance. It's really deep right here. Whoa, super deep right here. Easy, boys. It's less deep up here. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're out. Feet are numb. Gonna have to dry them off, warm them up in the sun here. Alright, that might have been really stupid. Hopefully my feet will come back. Get out in the sun here. It's like a 5-minute ice bath. Alright, we lost some rotors. It's dirty. Still have all the arms. All right, we'll see if we can bring it back to life. It looks like it might be salvageable. Let's turn it off. Okay. Whew. There are my feet. Whew. Here's a thought. A pair of hip boots would have been real nice. Went up to my thighs there, but hopefully they'll warm up in a bit. Nice and pink right now. Got scraped a little bit. That was kind of dumb. Like, if I went in, I should have gone in with my shoes on because God knows what was under the ice there. Breaking through the ice was painful enough. So if I had to do that again, I would
just go get another pair of sneakers. That would be my agenda for tomorrow. No one's around, luckily. No one's been coming, so there's no pressure, but I should get off the road pretty soon. So let me put my shoes and socks on and change into some pants, dry pants. Don't worry, the camera's staying pointed right where it is. Still there.
All right, that's lined up pretty good. First thing I'm gonna do now is set up the heater.
Start heating.
Well, we're up to 45 in here, about 15 degrees warmer in here than it's outside, so can't complain. Gonna eat my Jetboil stew and rice, nice and hot, and just hang out. This will work. Maybe in an hour or so I'll pack things up here and go up into the camper. What a day, huh? Forgot to bring the transmitter for the outdoor temperatures, so 18 degrees warmer than the outside air though. Well, I'm going to move the air duct up into the camper and set it on low because it's a much smaller space, and I have a pretty good chance of battery keeping things running through the night. And that's like a radiator. You don't have to be blasting air when you've got that much heated surface. It's already like I could be in a t-shirt right now. We went from extremes of cold to extremes of warmth. I don't know how DJI drones hold up to crashes like that. I guess we'll just have to evaluate things tomorrow as we continue onward. Have a great night. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Morning, guys. Breaking down camp, and it's a travel day today. Let's get going. It was a super comfortable night last night. I'd say it was at least 30 degrees warmer up there than it was out here. It took about 30% of the battery to run the heater on low through the night. Hopefully with a few hours of travel today, Jackery will be powered back up pretty close to 100%. This here's our breakfast this morning. We got some instant coffee and some camping oatmeal. I get why people spend more on a Jetboil, you know, and I'm kind of a mix. Like, I'll buy cheap stuff and use cheap stuff. Case in point, my fridge, bodega fridge, a Chinese refrigerator. It's reliable for one person. It works for me great. Yeah, I'll go cheap sometimes. But if it's super important, if it's like a mission critical part of your camping rig, the actual vehicle, the Wrangler, you know, I'll spend some money on. Which reminds me, here's a quick update on the recent changes to the front end.
I went with an 8,000 pound winch, the Warren VR EVO 8S. And the Arcus short bumper from Rugged Ridge. I think the new front end looks awesome. I like the low profile bull bar that really doesn't mess with the front camera too much, and these chunky tow hooks. About the only thing I'm not crazy about is the license plate holder you have to unscrew to get to the winch.
I spent money on the Jeep. I spent money on the Ursa Minor top. For me, it came down to walking around and going inside versus the tent camper being integrated into the vehicle. You saw how, I could just auto start it from up there and get some heat up there on a cold morning. That just made sense to me. An adventure always entails some challenge, but we want to face hardship with as much style and as little effort and struggle as possible. So that's what finding the right gear is all about. I mean, this instant coffee year-old isn't the smoothest thing I've ever drank, but it never quite goes back in the same way. But the good folks at Oztent knew that nothing would warm you up faster on a cold morning than putting their tent back into the carry bag. One thing that doesn't show much on video is how sandy the Jeep's gotten. This is basically a forest in the sand. This baby's going to need a major vacuum out when we get back.
Before we make a big push south, we're heading 45 minutes north. That's actually a place where the Trans-New Jersey Trail passes through. But there's something else there that you wouldn't normally expect to see run off-roading. Hi, yeah, thank you.
We're not in Jersey anymore, or at least it seems that way. This is BAPS Shri Swaminarayan Mandir in Robbinsville, New Jersey. Outside of India, it's the largest Hindu temple of its kind in the world. Inside, every surface is carved out of white marble in incredible detail. So what's the reason for all this? Who do they worship here? Bhagwan Swaminarayan?
Yes, Swaminarayan. Yeah, that's.
He was a real person.
Yeah. He was born in 1781.
Yeah.
About 240 years ago. 7 years, 8,000 miles walked around. And during his time, he preached people what they should be doing.
Was he descended from someone spiritual?
No, yes, spirit, God, yes. So Hindu believe God is one, but they take different incarnations. Like right. Christ came as a human being and preached everyone. Every religion is a stream of knowledge. You can learn from each other, respect each other.
Apparently they had thousands of people around the world carving this thing. And someone designed it to all come together into this giant, seamless place of worship. It's just crazy.
Wow. I want to talk to you guys about the next move, the next plans, but I look like I'm wearing a mask or something.
Thank you so much, James, for calling reservation. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
you.
The more you film, the more you get behind, and that's kind of like the bane of trying to really cover a trip,
in an interesting way is it just takes a little more time. It'll be great to get a shower at this point after a couple of cold nights. So I'm tapping out of boondocking mode just for one night, and I'll be back in the game tomorrow.
You are right here on 49, so all you have to do is just drive straight, keep going straight, and come to a circle. Right on the other side of the circle is 649.
Okay.
There'll be someone for you right there.
Okay.
And then there is Firewood Nights by the store. I will be locking that before I leave at 6:30.
Okay.
So if you need just an honor system, there's no envelope.
Cool.
And if you don't have cash, just
Pay tomorrow.
yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Can't complain about this spot. Waterfront spot. You could launch your boats from here. There's firewood right over there. We've got some nice neighbors I've talked to already a little bit. I think it's going to be a really nice evening.
I'm going to relax by the fire for a little bit more. I've hardly had time to enjoy this amazing site. This is Janes Island State Park, state campground, mix of a lot of RV and some tent sites. Yeah, this fire is nice. Wish I had the opportunity to get one going earlier, but I'm going to enjoy things right here for now for a bit and then get some grub going. I have kind of enough ingredients to make a kind of chili. My daughter Annabelle gave me this cast iron skillet. It's a mini one, perfect for one meal. A bit of Suraj. No beans. I'm beanless on Janes Island. All right. Don't laugh. It is more of just ground beef, onions, and tomatoes. Yeah, I could have just eaten cold egg salad and a little lettuce, but I'm making an effort. Let's chow down. It's a warm meal, and that's what's most important. Janes Island is a dry campground. I'm technically standing under my hatch in my kitchen, but cheers. Here's to another year of adventure. Reporting from the upper deck. It's 51 degrees, and I'm expecting some rain overnight, but we'll see when we wake up. So, have a great night. The rain held off and the wind did not, so it was a peaceful night. My white noise was the wind through the trees all night, which I love. The site I'm at is one of 4 sites here that are open all year round at Janes Island. And as you could see last night, the 2 spots next to mine on the right and left were occupied. So even in February, in some cold temps, people are coming to this spot. I've got one more day of adventure here before I have to head back up to New York. I've looked at Assateague and it looks like it has a few state public sites, but there's got to be a few dispersed primitive sites around here somewhere.
Definitely feels like rain is now coming, so time for my morning workout. All right, we're out of here. Rain is coming. It's been starting and stopping. I thought it was really going to come down, so I just packed up camp and we're heading on to somewhere else. That looks great. I've been down to the Wallops Island area a couple of times to see rocket launches, but I've always gone to this other location that I thought was like the hidden spot, but I've since learned of a much closer location. I just want to verify its existence. Here it is.
There's not much here. Just a crumbling old ferry dock. Testimony to a great adventure that happened more than 60 years ago. But what's got my curiosity today is how close this place gets you to a rocket launch. It'll be amazing. You'll get the best possible photos of a launch you could get from this spot right here. Not many know about Wallops Island. It played a role in getting the first astronauts to space, but it's never been a big operation like the Cape. However, that's been changing lately. If you're on the east and in the area near Wallops, check out this old NASA ferry dock location on Google Maps. Guaranteed it'll be jam-packed like any launch at the Cape on days when a Neutron is launching. To my left side on the screen, you should see a tall, very indistinct, but tall tower with a big tank on top. And that's the water tower at the launch facility at Wallops. About 3 miles in the distance, in the haze, you can very lightly make out the launch tower. That's where Neutron's going to launch. Neutron will probably be the size of that tower, if not bigger. I'll definitely be back here again. But as for today, the rain is becoming a factor. Well, after almost a week out on the road, I'm not so sure I want to spend a night on the beach in this kind of weather. So I think I'm going to call it a wrap for this trip. Thanks a lot for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you're enjoying any of these videos, and I'll catch you on the next trip.